Yeah, it certainly is. And following that, we've been seeing Gragas and Elise in the jungle, but Elise going to be banned out. Interestingly, no Lee Sin yet this week, which is a jungle that we've been seeing a lot of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've talked to some people, and there is very split opinion about Lee. For instance, GeoBear, if you remember GeoBear, he
the Zillion respect ban.
The Zillion respect. That's actually been in every game, apart from that first game that we saw Zillion played for by MNM.
Yeah.
If you remember, actually no, they won one of their games through a default against Infused, so we haven't actually seen Zillion picked since the qualifiers for Half Past Thor. He's only won on the Karthus so far. Their first game of the season was against Infused, and it was a default win for MNM. I know, I do remember now pretty clearly. But they have left Nautilus up, which goes directly over to Gash and Slash here, so that's also the first time we've seen Nautilus make it through picks and bans, and it is very first pick worthy for MNM.
It certainly is, and I'm curious to see what kind of build we see on the Nautilus as well. Whether we see that ZZ Rot along with a Banner of Command. It's a personal favourite build of mine to see up in that top lane. Well, that's going to be counterpicked, or I say counterpicked, that's going to be followed by a Braum and a Gragas lock-in from the side of Manlight. Two very, very strong champions, especially in the current meta. Obviously, Braum, just completely solid pick for that support role. And, I mean, I already mentioned how Gragas is basically the first pick jungler at the minute.
Yeah, and he goes straight over to Furion. So, probably the strongest jungler left on the table, like you said, with Elise and Nidalee gone. It makes sense to just go immediately for that. It's going to be the Braum for Haddo, so that's something that we've seen him play quite extensively across most of his games. And now MNM are looking for their second rotation. So I'm wondering, Smoky Lemon consistently plays Lucian, probably the strongest AD carry left on the table here. So would they pick Lucian up in this rotation? It's going to be the Alistar. And the Rek'Sai here for Kevin Batik, that's something that he's, or Tohaj rather now, that's something that he's played a lot for MNM.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I feel like Rek'Sai and Gragas are, outside of the ultimates, a very similar style champion, like pre-6 at least, very similar in terms of you have good wave clear, you typically go with a fairly tanky build, but also you can go for those early ganks if you want to. You have an early reliable CC to fall back on, but Half Past Thor has locked in that Alistar. I'd assume that will be going over to Prospect. In fact, it's not even an assumption. That is going over to Prospect. I'll be very shocked to see Alistar go anywhere but support. But
okay,
we do see Lucian locked in, and potentially, I don't like talking about hovers too often, but I want to see Larson lock in this Zed.
I know it's something that Frozen Dawn respects highly in the mid lane, so potentially, convince Larson that it's a solid pickup and he should probably play it. But they're actually going to go for the Trundle here, which makes
Trundle mid, solid.
Trundle makes a lot more sense going up against Nautilus in that top lane. Now they've taken away an AD carry for Smiley, for Smoky Lemon, because I think historically we've really only seen him play Caitlyn and Lucian as it stands. You know what's really interesting to me? We haven't seen any Jhin so far.
No, that's a good point.
And Jhin has kind of been rising in terms of his popularity as an AD carry, especially over in NA.
In competitive play, he's been in basically every game, either picked or banned.
Yeah, and especially in NA, like I said, we've seen a lot of Jhin. We've not seen any of it over in our scene. Sivir could have been picked up for MNM, and as I say that, it could actually be a Jhin.
I hope so. Smoky Lemon.
I love Jhin. I think he's a great champion.
I love Jhin as well, but only when I'm on a night out. Ezreal going to be locked in, and Twisted Fate, I would assume, going to be finished off there as well. Locked on in for MNM. I'm not sure what you're doing.
Nice pun, mate.
Cheers, dude.
Great. No, it's going to be Ezreal. Something actually previously, in years gone by, we've seen a lot of Smoky Lemon play Ezreal. It's one of his old-time champions. He used to play it before the Blue Ezreal became a thing, back in Triforce Ezreal days. So
I miss Triforce.
I miss Triforce. I've actually seen it in some ranked games where Blue Ezreal doesn't make a lot of sense. So you go for the Triforce when you need to auto-attack more. So you're looking for like Triforce Blade the Ruin King, try and chunk through tanks a little bit better. I just seen it, and it snowballs a little bit harder, to be honest.
Well, in theory, you have more damage in the late game. You're just hard or easier to kill.
Ish, yeah. Manamune or Mirror Mana provides like a quite unseen amount of late game damage. So it I think it's quite comparable. It's just two very different play styles.
Your
Triforce Ezreal is a very classic AD carry, really less about You obviously want to land your Mystic Shot, but it's not as important as landing your Mystic Shot with the
Blue build.
the blue build.
Well, Ari is going to be the last lock-in here. Larson going to be picking that one up in the mid lane. I'm curious as to how this mid lane goes, because Ari versus Twisted Fate, you would think Ari has a bit of an advantage during...
Huge advantage, I would say.
Pre-6. But Half Past Thor looking maybe to go with Ignite here, which is
super
very aggressive.
It's a lane that Twisted Fate doesn't do well in whatsoever. At any stage, to be honest. So your likelihood is that you don't want to be in lane as much as physically possible. Half Past Thor not taking teleport on a mid laner would be something that would be like when Hell freezes over. So maybe Hell will actually freeze over if we get into this game.
Well, Trundle will be having a whale of a time if it does. Loves to charge around that. I think it's called Frozen Domain.
Frozen Domain. Yeah, he actually goes for Ignite. So this is Half Past Thor. This is a new Half Past Thor, ladies and gentlemen. He's not taking teleport. He's playing a fairly meta champion. What's happened?
Ignite.
I don't know what's happened here, Munch. This is...
I reckon they're going to go for a very, very early gank from Tohaj. Chain it with the gold card. Ignite. Throw a couple of auto attacks in there. You got yourself first blood.
He's played a fairly consistent amount of Twisted Fate in recent ranked games. So maybe looking to practice that one. Try and expand his... champion pool ever so slightly. Lulu was banned obviously straight away. That's probably his most played champion. Zillion obviously banned second. So 2 real target bans against
That must be
Half Past Thor.
very satisfying as well from the perspective of Half Past Thor that
people respect
2 of the
your
bans have to be targeted at you.
People respect your champion so much that you end up getting them banned against you. So I guess look at this split composition. You have a decent siege composition with MNM. You can always go for a 1-3-1 with Twisted Fate in a side lane and Nautilus in a side lane. Nautilus obviously going to be going for that ZZ Rot at some point during this game, so he'll be a nuisance in that side lane there. They've also got a fairly good pick with the Rek'Sai knockup, the Alistair combo, gold card, all that kind of thing. Other than that, they poke quite well with wild cards and the Mystic Shot. So realistic when you look at this, 1-3-1 with decent siege with the Ezreal and Twisted Fate if they want to. Quite quick tower pushing is when that Lich Bane comes through. So yeah, I like it. Seems good. Seems good, man. From MNM.
Nice.
But then obviously Nautilus can join the team and provide that extra layer of pick and lock up for
Or he can not join the team, build a ZZ Rock, build a banner of command, and just chill in the top lane.
That's what Nautilus is do in my solo queue games. Just chill in that top lane. Build a banner of command and ZZ Rock.
If I ever end up top lane, because I sometimes go with mid and then fill just because I don't want to wait for ages for a game.
I thought you were an AD carry main.
Well, I kind of do mid and AD carry, because mid's more fun than AD carry.
I like support. I'm a support main. I know. I'm a girl.
Support's boring.
I'm a girl
Support's
IRL.
boring. I know. Anyway.
Look at the other composition, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we should. I'm going to go through this composition.
Oh, are you? Okay, take the reins, my friend.
Right, so we've got Ari in the mid lane, obviously.
No, she's actually in the top lane.
No, actually. No, it's not. That was just the Renegades being silly. Ari in the mid lane, you would instantly start to assume that it's going to be kind of a pick composition being built up. Ari is kind of a staple.
I like where you're going with this. Yeah, it's nice.
Pick compositions, also very good team fighter. And you've got Gragas and Trundle as your big tanky front line. Very scary champions. Obviously, very big champion models as well, so you're going to be able to block the Qs from Ezreal. And then you've got a Braum and a Lucian, so you just got a really strong bottom lane. Lots of good team fighting in the mid game if they want to go for that.
Yeah, I'd say they've got a decent mid game team fight composition. They want to fight around objectives, use that Ari mid-game power spike, make picks with the charm, like you said, I like it. And obviously then you can provide Gragas. He also provides either pick or frontline. Trundle likely going to split push. He's going to need to versus this Nautilus. He's going to be probably Titanic Hydra at some point, just push those waves as quick as he can, try and take down the ZZ Rots that are always annoying. And honestly... through most of the game, Trundle should be able to 1v1 the Nautilus. So there's always going to be that threat that Nautilus is likely going to be sticking the ZZ Rot and Banner of Command in that top lane, then trying to join his team. I don't think he'll be wanting to 1v1 too often versus a Trundle who is just so good at dealing with the tanks. It's gone for my favourite Trundle skin as well, Little Slugger Trundle. It's my favourite one.
I do like that skin as well. Yeah. Oktoberfest Gragas as well. So
yeah, that's one of the interesting champion ones. I'm not sure if they fixed it, but Oktoberfest Gragas used to be what most people pick because he had a slightly smaller champion model than the rest of the Gragas skins.
The hitbox is the same.
Yeah, the hitbox is the same, but the actual champion model is slightly smaller.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the more you know. But I really feel like the MVP skin that we're seeing in this game is going to be the Marauder Alistair, which is just
It's your favourite, isn't it?
terrifying.
It's your favourite skin.
You go Marauder Alistair with Warden Sivir. That's a scary lane right there.
It's pretty legit. It's pretty legit.
Some spiky armour. Never goes amiss.
Yeah, for sure. Just waiting for Gash and Slash to actually connect to the game. So then we'll be
Naming and shaming, are we?
We're naming and shaming. You know, it's on my screen. I just can't deny it. It's right in front of me.
All right, well, let's take a look at the lane match.
It's getting late. It's getting late, isn't it, Munch?
I'm not feeling well, mate. My brain's not even working. It's late on in the night. I wasn't even in work today because I feel pretty damn awful. But we're here with our
do you feel
third
bad,
slash fourth. Feels very bad, man.
Feels bad,
man.
Yeah.
Third slash fourth game of the night here. Manolite versus the Molotovs and Marshmallows. And immediately, as we head into the Rift, we have a pause.
We are still waiting for Gash and Slash. He's just making his way back.
Bonus. All right, well, Gash and Slash.
So you want to look at the lane matchups, do you? Well, if we have standard lanes, which I probably think we won't. I think either MNM will look to initiate a lane swap, or I
think we will.
You think we will? Okay, cool. Well, should we take that bet? I bet you one of these generic biscuits that we see a lane swap. Do you want
I will wager.
I thought you were looking at this.
3 throat lozenges.
Thank you. That's a great
for
one.
the pack of biscuits.
For the whole pack.
These are valuable lozenges. Like, I'm going to need these tomorrow. I won't survive tomorrow. Okay, 5 lozenges.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. I'll take it.
All right. There's not going to be a swap.
Okay. Well, I think there'll be a swap. Because Rifty does so well against Gash and Slash in lane. And it's Braum, Lucian, very strong lane to go into a 2v2 with. So.
Well, you know what they say. Everyone has the right to a wrong opinion. But let us know if you think there's going to be a lane swap in this one using the hashtag ESLPrem. In fact, I might actually go on Twitter now and see if anyone's said anything on the hashtag. Because I don't think we've always gone on about it. I don't think I've ever actually checked the hashtag yet.
There's some serious banter coming out from MNM in the game, by the way.
Is there?
It's the power cut on his street. It's top banter. Anyway, I think we're ready to get back into game. So they are going to go for the unpause here, and we should go straight in. So we'll see.
In theory.
In theory.
Here we go. 5-second countdown has begun, and we're going to be heading onto the map for our fourth and final game of the night. It is Manolite up against MNM. And here we go. We're going to get everything underway. And we'll see who's going to be able to take this one. Whether Manolite are going to be able to push themselves to that 5-0 scoreline, or whether it is going to be MNM pushing themselves to 3-2.
Come on, Manolite. Sorry, rather, come on, MNM. Go for that lane swap. You know you want to.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Doesn't look like they want to. God, Ezreal, you're in the wrong lane. Ezreal, you're literally in the wrong lane. Go to the other lane, Ezreal.
Don't do it. I want the biscuits. Anyway, we are going to see just a standard split across the map here. Rifty can't quite finish off that ward, regrettably, so that one's going to be living to see another day. But yeah, very standard starts. Doesn't look like there's any kind of lane swap shenanigans. So in fact,
no, we haven't. We're not there yet, Munchables. Once we get to lane, you can have the biscuits, and no sooner.
They're not just going to randomly swap at this point.
They could do.
No, they couldn't.
They're not doing it though.
They're definitely not doing it.
MNM, you let me down.
If minions spawn and they haven't even moved, I'm taking the biscuits. Yeah, there we go. Give it the biscuits.
You can have the biscuits.
Beautiful.
This is.
There's Neos.
I swear. I swear to God, Prosfair, you've just cost me my biscuits.
Some like really cheap rip-off biscuits. I don't even know what these are.
I think they're supposed to be Oreos.
You can have these back. I don't even want them.
They're Oreos with chocolate filling inside instead of the other filling.
They look awful.
What is there to not love about these biscuits?
Everything.
Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about League of Legends for a bit. I think.
I've had an ESL Prem hashtag from Sona.
Have you?
Munch looks like he's trying to bring the mullet back into style. It's not working.
I'm doing my best, mate. I'm doing my best. It's,
fantastic.
I've got to say, I am in need of a haircut. That's actually the plan tomorrow. I've booked tomorrow off so that I can go to town and get a haircut.
That's pretty solid, mate.
It's,
That's pretty 10 out of 10. I love hearing about your life.
cheers. I love hearing about yours too. Anyway, down in the bottom lane, Smiley taking a lot of damage from Smoky Lemon and Prosper. Level 2 power spike. The Lucian meme begins. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything with this one. What with their lane opponents being underneath the tower?
For sure. This is a pretty intense game of League of Legends right here. Smoky Lemon hits level 2. Taking the minions. Getting that CS. Hapestor doing what he does, taking that CS in the mid lane.
I love how you're golf casting, but you're doing it off your own screen, so it's not even what's on the stream.
Yeah, that's true.
You're just literally just saying the names of champions and players. Amazing.
It's got to that point in time where, you know, we've got to bring down the tone. Viewers are going to want to sleep fairly soon. We've got to make sure it's all
I want
chill.
to sleep fairly soon.
Well, that's the point, you know. Just give them relaxing, dulcet tones. Ezreal steps up to the CS. He takes a piercing light to the face. MNM, Hapestor in that mid lane. He's locked in that stun card. He's going to go in.
Go for it onto Larson. That's going to be a knock-up from Tohaj. Doesn't actually that. Nice flash from Larson. And now Furion's arrived as well. Tohaj going to be knocked back by the belly of Furion, who's looking to stack up that drunken rage. He's going towards Hapestor, who's going to be able to walk away through his jungle. But actually, Tohaj, you're on the wrong side of the map, mate. He's looking for a way to maybe execute, or in fact, he's just going to head back to base, and he's going to be able to get away with it because Furion has given up the chase. Yeah,
I thought that was a fairly interesting flash from Larson, but he knew that Furion was on the other side looking for the same kind of gank in that mid lane and just flashed in. Actually, it was very close. Gash and Slash tried to TP. I believe it was cancelled by Rifty with that thing there, the Pillar of Filth.
Yeah. Indeed, he is. And actually, we've got a bit of a top lane tank fight going on here. G-Eazy Rifty nearly managing to finish off.
He said G-Eazy Rifty.
I read it backwards. I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, he does manage to push Gash and Slash out of the lane. And also, teleport is on cooldown, so Gash and Slash going to miss out quite a bit here from this.
He is definitely going to miss out quite a bit here. Smoky Lemon, again, stepping up to the minion wave. Hado. As the pause comes out, piercing light. Stuck in its animation process.
Nice. I'm going to sit up straight because they're going to cut to us.
Oh, as we should. I was leaning a little bit too close to your side of the desk, my friend.
That's okay, mate.
It's okay. I'd try. And Matt, I will reciprocate with my own eye-winky rising eyebrows. I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest.
I never know what you're talking about, mate.
There's just another little DC from Hapestor. We're back into the game, though, very shortly. I think he is ready. And we'll be back onto the Rift. They are ready. They have the ready-ups have come through. And we are going out of pause, my friends, ladies and gentlemen. We're back into the Rift. 5, 4, 3...
2-1.
Yeah, there we go. I was handing off to you.
Oh. Well, we're here. We're on the Rift. We're ready to rock and roll.
This is some top quality casting, my friend.
It certainly is. It really, really is. But Furion looking for a top quality gank right now as he heads into the bottom lane. But actually, we've got Larson caught out in the mid lane as well. He's getting chunked on down. One more auto will finish it, and that's first blood. Furion can't quite replicate the same in the bottom lane, and it's going to be MNM taking the advantage.
Yeah, it was a flash pulverize from Alistair. Managed to lock up both Hado and Furion. Meant they were able to just move through. Hapestor on a fairly standard champion. He's not CSing quite as well as he was previously on his other champions like Karthus and Zillion, but definitely made use of that stun card with Tohaj coming through. Brilliant gank. Knew they burnt the flash of Ari, and pre-6 Ari is fairly easy to gank. Obviously, once she hits 6, you're going to lose that opportunity, and she's probably going to have that opportunity to hit 6 before the Tohaj and Hapestor get back to lane in time to make another play on her. Smoky Lemon and Prosper, meanwhile, in this bot lane, haven't burnt any of the summoners, Hado and Smiley, so any ganks for Hapestor in that bot lane will have to be fairly well set up, trying to burn the flashes before Hapestor makes his way in. We've got another lag this time from the side of Rifty. He's having a little bit of lag on his side of the team, so just again, waiting for things to calm down in this game before we head back into another exciting game of League of Legends here on the Rift.
Frog and Plus.
Wow, it's an old meme.
More.
It's an old meme, but it checks out.
It certainly does. Unfortunately, Rifty is the one that's checking out this time. As we wait
just
for
a bit of lag. Just a bit of lag. No worries, buddy.
To restart his router or whatever.
So how was your day? You've been enjoyed the games of ESL?
My day's been rubbish, mate.
I know you're ill.
I've been just coughing all day.
Do you know what I want you to say? I want you to say I'm ill, but I've enjoyed the action of ESL Premiership.
I have loved every second of the Premiership. Today, I'm just sad that TCA lost. I thought they were going to take that game.
It would have been an upset for sure.
It would have been.
But as a caster, I am impartial,
upset.
obviously, and Munch is also impartial.
Well, I am impartial. I don't mind necessarily who wins, but it would have been a satisfying victory to watch.
Yes, for sure. It was very exciting, and people love an underdog. You know,
yeah, exactly.
People always love the underdog.
I literally will support whoever the better storyline is in favour of. That's
yeah.
all,
and TCA's storyline coming through there was that they were basically giant slayers almost.
Yeah,
it was like David and Goliath. Yeah, exactly. And he was
like gets the stone into the eye of the Cyclops, or is it a Cyclops or a giant?
A giant. He hits it right on the bridge of the nose to knock the giant out, but it looks at TCA hit his left eye, so they just kind of poked the eye out of R&B instead of actually knocking him.
And then Goliath was just like, stop that. Smushed them under toe. But here we go. Looks like I think all of the players have reconnected,
and we are ready. Both teams are ready, so we should get back onto the Rift again in just a few seconds. I'll do the countdown for you. I know you all love it. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Bada bing, and we're in to the map once more for MNM versus Manolite. So fingers crossed that's all of the pauses we're going to be seeing this evening. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Internet certainly doesn't seem to be stable across the UK today. But Rifty and Gash and Slash in a bit of a wet noodle fight right now. Furion looking to turn that a little bit more in favour of Manolite right now. But Harper's Thor's arrived as well. Gash and Slash is going to be going down though. And now it's 2 versus 2 as Tohaj arrives back on the scene. Furion knocks him up and actually a lot of damage coming on down. Tohaj goes down for a double kill. Rifty starting to get terrifying already in this top lane.
Again, is a Trundle. He will do that kind of thing, and it's given time for Larson in that mid lane to hit 6 and start to push the mid lane tower down. He's gone for a very early blasting one. He wants to maintain the damage levels instead of obviously needing the health. Prosfair takes a full Braum concussive blows set to the face, and it's going to force both Smoky Lemon and Prosfair to go for the back at this point in time. But no, the minion wave's coming towards them. They want to stay for it.
Yep. To the face, to the face.
To the face, to the face.
I was actually going for Tabes.
I was going.
You know, the old COD YouTuber.
No, I didn't. No? I was never into Call of Duty, my friend.
Ah. Missed out, mate.
I know. I was more of a WoW player. I know you were a WoW player as well, but you know, I wasn't cool enough to be a Call of Duty boy.
I was all over the quick scopes, mate. All over the trick shots.
360 no scopes.
Mate, you have not seen better fade shots than what I could pull out.
I was a COD pro mod player. Obviously for PC.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't a pro mod.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Console,
yeah. So I was just maintaining my obviously to PC to my viewers. All 10 of you. Hello.
Hello. It's a scoundrel.
I've been wondering when you're gonna tune into the stream.
Oh God.
The UK ESL Premiership isn't what it used to be.
You say it.
I'm just saying the casting quality's gone down, you know.
I've got to say, tonight's show has been interesting.
It's been the casting equivalent of a Clown Fiesta as Rifty 2-level advantage on Gash and Slash here, and this is the Trundle versus Nautilus matchup.
Look at this. Gash and Slash is... well, he's getting gashed and slashed right now. Rifty strolling on under the tower pretty comfortably. Is going to get punished for this. Tohaj arrives. Is going to get that knock-up, but just doesn't have the damage.
And Furion
arrives, knocks him away, pulls Rifty to safety, and, well, almost double the CS with 3 kills. Rifty is looking to run away with this game.
There we go. Harper's Thor. He's had a pretty decent time on that Twisted Fate in the mid lane, but hasn't had that much impact across the map yet. He tried to have an impact in that top lane, but obviously we saw Rifty turn it around pretty heavily. Gash and Slash now level 6, so starting to catch up in levels. Has got a bit of a minion wave to potentially push him towards that level 7 also, but he's down nearly 30 CS to Rifty at this point in time. And this is the god that Rifty is that we're seeing in the top lane. He is just so good at League of Legends, my friends, and he gets to play it as well. He's not like Darius, he actually gets to play League of Legends.
There you go. And if you think you are good at League of Legends as well, make sure that you play in our next qualifier for the next season of the ESL UK Premiership.
Top plug, my friend. Top plug.
Cheers, mate. It's not really that great of a plug because it's not like the qualifier is even open for sign-ups yet. We're still partway through this season, believe it or not. That happens to be why this stream is on in the first place.
Well, I would never have guessed. As Rifty is still, just applying pressure. There isn't a huge level advantage now. Gash & Slash has managed to keep himself fairly competitive, but this is just kind of what happens when you put a tank up against a Trundle. It just, especially a melee, there's not many range tanks, but Trundle absolutely dominates in almost every aspect in that top lane. And it's why I was pretty sure you'd see a lane swap.
Fight going on in the bottom lane. Flash forwards from Half-Past Thor, but they decide to change targets onto the Haddo. And actually, I don't think they have the damage to finish this anymore. Gold card lands onto Haddo, but a triple knockup is going to keep him alive.
Furion coming in.
Furion is indeed coming in. It's 4 versus 3 though still. They have to wait until Larson arrives. He's coming through Tribrush now, and they can maybe turn this into something. There's a lot of cooldowns already been used for MNM, but in the end, both teams disengage, and Manolite certainly get away with that one. Still a 1,000 gold lead for them.
The key thing to point out there was just the miscommunication potentially between Half-Past Thor and the bot lane. They probably should have gold carded Haddo to give themselves the best opportunity at securing a kill.
Or at least committed to the gold card on Smiley.
Yeah, but instead they just split their focus between the two, allowed them both to escape scot-free, and then the backup from Furion and from Larson meant that they were able to keep that gank from having any significant impact. But it's not that huge of an advantage for Manolite right now, just about 1.2k, so MNM still very competitive in this game.
Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, when Smiley's your AD carry, you'd expect to be scot-free, because he currently plays for Choke anyway, so... Oh, actually, no, he was playing for FM, wasn't he? I can't remember. But anyway, there's a kill going on in the mid lane. Half-Past Thor got caught.
Yep, he didn't have Flash or Ignite there, because obviously Ignite used in that bot lane gank, and I'm pretty sure Flash used in a similar situation as well. They're going to get the mid lane tower for their troubles. In the meantime, a lot of time being committed to that top lane to try and keep Gash & Slash from the wrath of Rifty on this troll, but unfortunately finding little love for Tohaj as he moves around the map.
Yep. Here we go. Rifty pushing away up in this top lane. Still 35 CS ahead of his lane opponent. 3 kills under his belt as well, and he's got just under 2,000 gold for himself as well, so he's going to head back to base and spend that and grab himself whatever he damn well pleases right now. I want to see the BF sword come out, but it is going to be a Tiamat instead. I would have been very surprised to see the BF sword come out. It would have just been fun to see anyway. But culling going to be used down in that bottom lane by Smiley.
He's heading towards that Titanic Hydra, as I thought he would, given the usual build path of Trundles. Going towards the Titanic Hydra just means that he can then choose any of the health items that he so wishes afterwards and still remain a pretty significant damage threat. And that allows him to push waves against a ZZ Rot Nautilus 2. You see the ultimate coming out from Tohaj.
Tohaj, that might not have been the best spot to go to. Actually gets the tunnel denied as well. Furion is going to be able to force that flash away. Does manage to steal the wolf as well.
He does indeed, so small wins, small victories here for Manolite, as they're just slowly grinding their opponent down. They're not doing anything flashy, they're not disrespecting MNM in any way, just slowly trying to have an impact, and it's Dongs, or Furion rather.
Yeah, he is going to be locked up here, but turns it around for the damage right now, but we'll be able to get behind Rifty, who is able to just melt these health bars. In the meantime, we can see Larson just going crazy on the jungler and the support right now. Rifty finds another one for himself. That's a double kill, and now he's looking for Prosper to turn it into the triple. Larson doesn't have any mana, but there's a knock-up coming on to Prosper. The stun is going to be there, and that's another kill for Rifty. 6-0.
This is the guy that I accidentally called mid-diamond during Epic Land when he was on Infuse, and I was corrected by Jeerbear saying, I think you're probably thinking of Chunky or something, because this is... he was like high challenger at that point, and you're seeing he just an absolutely dominant performance in that top lane. Now, again, this is why I was confused as to why the lane swap didn't come out. You're putting Trundle into a matchup that he so desperately wants. He just wants to face those tanks in the top lane because it's where he thrives. And 6-0, you can't really compete with that logic.
No, you really can't. I mean, let's just bear in mind, we're 14 minutes into the game. 6-0 is a crazy scoreline to be having at this point in the game. You don't usually have 10 kills on the board at this point. But Rifty is just running away with this one. I want to see what he picks up when he heads back to base. Again, he's got just under 2,000 gold for himself. Will be able to finish whatever item he pleases. I would expect that Titanic Hydra to come out from him. At which point, he's going to be just impossible to deal with for Gash and Slash.
Yeah, that Titanic Hydra is going to... Yeah, there you go. Titanic Hydra finished. And a Sheen. Oh, my word. This guy has become... He just wants to split push. At 6-0, why wouldn't you? You have a huge advantage. You get the Sheen, gives you a massive amount of damage on your Rabid Bite as well. And now there is just absolutely zero way that Gash and Slash does anything in this lane matchup now.
Yeah, Tohaj trying to get onto Smiley, but he can't get the knock up there. Cullen going to come out. Hado taking a lot of damage, but will be able to jump away. Larson coming on in, another kill goes out. I feel kind of sorry right now for Gash and Slash because Furion even went to help with the gank there. Cyberbullying towards that top side of the map, but Dragon is available. Maybe something we could see come out of Manalite right now.
Yeah, and you're seeing...
or maybe not, since they're junglers at the top side of the map.
Gash and Slash is potentially going to... Oh, Hado, he's not got flash either.
Yeah, Hado went way, way too far out on this one and will be picked up. I feel like that was just kind of silly positioning coming out from him there. But Larson going to be able to push up this mid lane in the meantime. And obviously you've got Rifty just doing crazy things up in the top lane with that Herald buff.
Yeah, he's got the Herald buff. He's going to start to push down this second tier turret. It's going to require help from MNM, who are all now in this bot lane. And also Half-Past is going to have to react to this mid lane. They're probably just going to dive Gash and Slash at this point. I mean, Rifty definitely can.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Furion is going to come in here. Rifty's tanked a lot of tower damage there for not a whole lot of reason, but here comes Larson to finish him off. And in fact, Rifty picks up the killing blow in the end. They're going to be trading a tier 2 for that tier 1 in the bottom lane, which is a trade they will happily do any day of the week. Smiley looking to maybe try and contest this dragon, but does actually have to flash away. Hado blocking so much damage with the Unbreakable. Beautiful play on the Braum.
Absolute hero from the Hado there. He just manages to save the life of Smiley on this Lucian, who has had... By the way, we're used to seeing Smiley have such a significant impact in the game. Smiley has had zero impact. But that's just because everything has been centered around Rifty in this top lane, who's got, you know, an 80% kill participation. Smiley has had literally nothing to do but CS.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, you know, that's how it is. I mean, let's have a look at the vision control as well. 2 deep pinks coming out from Manalite. Again, this is in part due to the wonderful work of Furion, who is just so excellent at maintaining that deep vision and just being a nuisance in the enemy jungle. You saw it on Tohaj burnt the flash early. That finally ended up in him getting picked off by Larson a little bit later on. Rifty now moving towards that bot lane, considering there is nothing but the inhibitor tower remaining for him in that top lane. He's
finished the Frozen Gauntlet as well.
No one can really contest Rifty at this point.
He's got 2 items and finished boots at 17 minutes.
It's
what
monstrous.
do you do against that?
Nothing.
Here we go. He's looking for a fight on Tohaj right now, and he's more than happy to just chunk out that jungler. Look at that. Tohaj just has to get on out of there. Rifty's single-handedly taking control of the jungle here from MNM.
Yeah, but he could probably 1 versus 3.
Oh, Smoky Lemon gets caught by a beautiful charm from Larson. They can't quite turn it into a kill, but it is going to force that arcane shift. But in the meantime, Rifty's just pushing away in this bottom lane.
I got to rep MNM though. They've got a brilliant tag or club tag on some of their teams. Got to rep
UK lad.
The UK lad. I am part of that.
I too am part of that club, but Smoky Lemon has been found by Larson, who is going to have to use his last charge of Spirit Rush to escape. Dredgeline lands onto the Ahri, and he is going to be knocked up and taken out. Tohaj finishes that one off, but at what cost? Does have to flash away, but the Pillar of Filth is going to secure that kill in the end. Smiley looking for something as well.
He wants some
enters the fight. Half-Past Thought is finally going to go down. Culling picks that one up, and Smiley finally gets his first kill of the game. Finally gets himself on the scoreboard. But look at this, an 18-19 minute inhibitor tower being taken down here for Manalite. They're looking to end this game fast right now.
Yeah, they won't take the finish from this, but they will definitely manage to pick up this inhibitor, which is a 19-minute inhibitor for Manalite. That's absolutely ridiculous. Actually, Rifty's not had enough. He goes back. And this is how... This is just a difference. In my opinion, this is just the difference between both Manalite and MNM. Sorry, Manalite and Renegades. Manlight have very well thought out compositions. They respect their opponents. As I say respect, there is a teleport coming through from Gash and Slash.
There is indeed. Not sure that was a wise teleport though, as he's all on his own and Rifty just bites him for that killing blow, and now he's going in onto Smoky Lemon. I want to see that Pillar of Filth used. Crossfair goes in onto all four. A nice true shot barrage, and actually it's going to be one kill going across to half past Thor. The flashes are coming out left, right and centre.
Rifty's still going though.
Split around the map right now. Rifty is all on his own though. That's the only issue. Half past Thor going to be able to throw out that damage and finally finishes him off. Larson enters the fight now. Half past Thor is going to go down, and it's just the jungler and support remaining. They're not going to be able to finish off the Ninetale Fox themselves. Larson looking to just finish off Crossfair. There's the double kill. Tohash just desperately trying to escape.
That was a great knock-up from Prosfair, but they're just too far behind at this point in time to do anything about it. Larson going to try and chase Tohash through the jungle.
Tohash does have his Swifties, so should be alright here.
Yeah, there's only tier 1 boots for Larson as well. Yeah, I mean, this is 11k ahead now. And I was just talking about the differences between Renegades and Manlight. Manlight take every game with the utmost serious attitude. They don't disrespect or underestimate any of their opponents, and they just win through incredibly solid play every single time. I have not seen a Manlight game where I've thought it's been particularly close or at risk of an upset yet.
No.
There's just not. You've just not seen that from Manlight. They're completely professional in every aspect of their play.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's in part due to Frozen Dawn, who just says no, we don't disrespect or underestimate anybody. Anybody could upset us, so we need to play our game 100% every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go. The 100% is looking like that entails a Baron right now, because they've started this one off and they're going to be able to melt that objective so quickly. No Blade of the Rune King on Rifty. That's the build we used to see on Trundle. Less common these days, but that Baron should easily be taken here unless we see a Miracle True Shot Barrage, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the call here. And that is Baron going over to Manalight, which might just be the final nail in the coffin, to be honest, for MNM.
I think that coffin was well and truly nailed, but now they've just put that coffin onto, and there's nobody in this coffin, but they put it onto a hydraulic 10-20 ton press crush, and now have thoroughly sealed that coffin.
Yeah. Right, there you go then.
Just in case anyone thought I was being disrespectful to you.
Hashtag coffin analysis, right?
Yeah, there you go.
A little bit of damage down onto that mid lane tower. Smiley doesn't want to go too deep while he's all on his own, but the rest of his team are slowly but surely trickling on into this mid lane now. And they're going to be able to get this siege fully going. Furion just trading with Tohash. Neither of them really got too much damage though right now to work with. As we see Rifty just completely ignoring Gash and Slash and just going for this tower.
Yeah, there's nothing that Gash and Slash to do to him. This is the Spirit Visage finished as well, so he'll just be healing up more as well. I mean, just the Gash and Slash can't do anything at this point.
Look at this fight that's going on. Half past Thor has been found out. Larson picks that kill up for himself as Prosper is going to go down as well. That's a double kill for the Ninetale Fox. That is going to be. In fact, they just ignore the mid lane tower. Rifty has opened this top lane wide for them, and they're going to be able to take the second inhibitor now. Waiting for those minions, maybe looking for a third inhibitor as well. Maybe just looking to end the game. We'll have to wait and see what the call is right now. ZZ Rock Portal has come out here for Gash and Slash, but I think it might be too little too late at this point. I'm not sure those minions are going to save you. Here we go, Larson caught by a dredge line, but there's just no damage to follow up. Gash and Slash is going to go down. Larson picks himself up. His 8th kill of the game as Tohash has to flash onto Fountain.
Oh,
4-man knock-up comes out Prosper, and it is going to mean that actually Smiley does go down, but I can't say that it matters all that much, to be quite honest here. The Nexus is down to half HP. Hado is going to be able to jump himself to safety. Half past Thor teleports in, but gets caught by Charm immediately. Larson grabs himself his 10th kill of the game. That's going to be the Nexus going down. And Manalight, with over triple the score of their opponents, are going to take the game against MNM.
It's not 22-22 this game, it's 22-7.